Forex.com. The number one.
Forex.com. So everybody, I'm not back testing. Let me change the title right quick. So I'm not back testing right now. It's live day trading, my boy. Live trading NQ Topstep. Alright, so go to 1 hour. Liquidity up here, liquidity down there, of course. It swept this high. It swept this old high. Came back down. Let's see what happens. Overall, let's look on the 4 hour. We cleared this fair value gap. We can still go lower to this fair value gap, or we can clear highs, which I think we're gonna clear highs because it's a Tuesday. And it's very choppy so far. 1 hour. See on the old 1 hour candle we got marked up, and this is the new. Look like it might keep this, but I gotta see it break above, then I'll probably take a trade, because we see like it's kind of weird right now. We see we got this break above this, which was strong, but then it just instantly came back down, right? So always gotta get that tap. It broke above, so it could have been silver bullet I could have been looking for, but this didn't break this, and it is actually holding this. So if I can get this to break a high, I'll go to the buy. If I get this to break the low, which honestly I wouldn't even take that. I don't think that's, nah, I don't like that. I would want to see it just break these two fair value gaps imbalances. Break these two imbalances. That's kind of what I want to see, because it broke this one, these two, but it didn't get that nice close I wanted to see. So I'm just gonna wait right now. It's not really printing nothing sick for me to get in. It's not a 10. Let's go get this all changed. This holding is pretty strong. Probably because it broke that right here, so it's holding it pretty nicely. And we see that we're not coming down past that at all. And this is actually where I would have, if I was in this trade, because I would have broke this, boom, took the trade right here. This is the low, right below that, and I would just target a 1 to 2. And that would have been to clear highs. So we're gonna wait. This is not what I took, but this is what I would have taken if I was in the market. If I wanted to take this, but that's why I don't trade until 9 open. So either way, I would have missed this move. So we're gonna watch. If somebody did take this, the inversion, they would take this trade though. It came right back down, so it's just wishy-washy right now, but we're gonna watch it.
But we gonna watch it, baby.
Please. Thank you, cutie. As soon as I get done, my lips. Talking some real stuff on this podcast.
More Purpose Podcast?
Huh?
More Purpose Podcast?
It's called.
More Purpose Podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to them for.
They talking some real stuff about like men, like why they, why do they like have rosters and stuff.
I've been listening to them for the past 2-3 weeks. This put me on. Okay.
Want to make Earth happy? Book an amazing EV adventure with Turo. From peak luxury to rugged SUVs and budget-friendly options, you can discover and drive the perfect EV for any occasion.
God can use you. Nothing you go through, nothing you've been through, nothing you're struggling with even right now is bigger than who God is.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the More Purpose Podcast.
I need to see
We
a
talk
strong
everything
break
from
above
faith to
this.
finances,
I'm your host, Clarence.
and your co-host Marlon.
And we are back with another video once again.
Yes, sir.
Got the vibes in the back and cool little lighted.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Ryan.
Back
shout
in
out,
the studio.
Shout out to our guy
Shout
back
out
in the studio
Ron,
again.
RG3,
Hey, man with the plan.
the GOAT. The man, you don't see him on camera, but just know he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. That's all.
All this is because of him, I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah.
you. But today we have another special episode. Today we are talking from the topic of God can use anyone.
Yeah.
So that means you.
Yeah.
You who feel like you can't be used by God, God can use you, and we have the facts to prove it because we're living examples.
Yes.
We thought the same as that thing. I didn't feel qualified. He didn't feel qualified.
Listen.
And God still qualified us along the way.
We just had a whole conversation. We was just in here joking. I said, listen, I was chief center. I was leading the scoring board with center.
Head honcho. Head honcho. No.
Nah, for real. Like, listen, if he can use us, he can use
Okay,
you.
so I didn't
Facts.
take the
So, yeah.
trade. So boom.
It's really a beautiful thing because
So
we
the
don't
break
realize that
finally
in
got
our
over
sin
there,
or in
man,
our
so-
mess ups or trauma, past mistakes, whatever it is, insecurities, fear, God can use that for his glory.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to talk about today. Hope you taking notes
It's
out.
a nice silver
get your
bullet,
pen and
actually.
paper, get your popcorn, all that because for the person that doesn't feel qualified, this episode might be the episode you need to take that leap of faith and to follow what God's actually called you to
Yeah.
do. And you know what he's been calling you to do.
Yeah. So don't click off. Ain't no time to click off now. Don't get scared. It's gonna convict your heart because your sin, your insecurities, all these different things are not excuses or passes for you not to walk in what God has called you to walk into. And we also always talk about how when we get to heaven, you want to go to heaven empty. You don't want to get to heaven and God's like, this was your potential. This is all that I had
Facts.
for you to do, but you was in your own way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is the episode for you, and it's gonna bless us as well. So yeah,
Nah, for sure.
yeah.
And then for those that already have been blessed by that, just that whole first part, go ahead and like the video now.
Yeah, go ahead, like it.
Go ahead and like it now.
Send to a
Comment,
friend now.
Share it to somebody because we're trying to tell you, we're about to try to give you what we know from experience.
Yeah.
And then if you don't believe our own experience, we're going to give y'all biblical facts
Yeah.
to back it up.
Yes, sir.
As always.
Let's do it.
So I want to tell y'all how, with me, I was one of those that felt like I couldn't be used by God because what God was calling me to do, which was speak and basically be in the forefront, I was like, God, you have the wrong person. Y'all know
Yeah.
the story. For those that have been here for a minute, but for those that don't know, I used to have a fear of public speaking. I used to have a fear of being in front of people talking because I talk fast, I stutter, and growing up, my mom used to always check me about talking fast. She'd be like, "See, I'll slow down," and it would irritate me because like,
Yeah.
bro, I said what I said. Like, hear me. Like,
Yeah.
speed your mind up. listen to what I said.
Speed your mind up.
But in knowing that, it's like, yo, if God can use someone that's scared of public speaking, them been on public stages and messed up on public stages in front of thousands of people and everything,
Yeah.
to be able to still talk and to be able to touch other people's lives, then he can use anybody.
Yeah.
If God can use me, he can use you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't think that's possible, okay, cool. Block. I got you.
Right into it. Get right into it.
I found us on the internet, right? It sounds weird saying I found us on the internet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Biblical facts, though.
Yeah.
God qualifies the unqualified. It says there are many reasons why God should never use us, but he does anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Moses stuttered
Yeah.
and was a murderer. Miriam was a gossip. John Mark was rejected by Paul. David had an affair. Solomon was filthy rich. Jesus was poor. Gideon and Thomas were doubters. Elijah was suicidal. Martha was a warrior. Noah got drunk. Jeremiah was too young. Abraham was too old. Peter was afraid of death. Lazarus was dead. Yet God used them all. God qualifies the unqualified. It is not God who disqualifies us. Then who is it? And the answer to that question is we disqualify ourselves.
Yeah.
We will idolize the fear or the insecurity more than what God's actually telling us to do.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. So with me, I used to idolize the fear. I would let the fear overpower God's voice.
Yeah.
And that will make, basically in a way, you're letting your fear, your insecurity, keep you from walking in obedience.
Yeah.
And you don't ever want to walk in disobedience with God, bro. Like, you want to walk in obedience. You want to try to respond to God's voice the first time if you can. And in that, it was just so relatable to me because for me, since I was one of those that had the stuttering problem or talking fast, and still growing through that and everything, I could see the growth. It was one of those reminders that God will qualify you along the way if He calls you. So back then, like us now, like me, how I talk now compared to when we first started, drastic change.
Yeah.
And it's living proof that God will qualify you along the way.
Bro,
And I
this
think
moving
this is the
so
problem.
slow.
And I think you
9:20.
probably came to realization
We
to
got
this
news.
as well without really knowing that you did. I think the problem is when God calls us to do anything, we oftentimes put ourselves in the equation,
No
which will
news.
never add up.
It won't.
So it's like
News
we
on
plug
the
ourselves in, and God, when He calls us to do something, He wants
What
us
do you want?
to know that He's the one that's really going to be taking our place. If that makes sense. So meaning Moses, for example, the first thing Moses said, he said when God told him, "Look, go. I'm sending you to let my people
Don't go
from
through no
Pharaoh
message, bro.
out
You
of
know
Egypt."
that.
The first thing
You
Moses
might.
says is,
No, that's fine.
"Who am
That's
I?"
fine.
That's the problem. It's because we look at ourselves a certain way, and so we just see ourselves as I'm just Marlon. You see yourselves as I'm just CL. How are
Yeah.
you just sending CL? And God's
Can't
like,
trust you.
yeah, you're CL with a big God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just sending CL. I'm sending CL with God. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And what like Dad always says, me plus God is majority every single time. So I think that's the first problem is that we see ourselves and we don't see God, because I always say anything that God calls us to, He will give us the grace for. And that's been like what's been resonating in my
I
head.
see a
Anything He
strong
calls me to,
break
He gives me the
above
grace
this
for.
February gap,
And
bro.
that relieves me of a lot of fear. And that goes for anybody. If God called me to start this, He's going to give me the grace to do
Someone
it. What
to
is the
sleep
grace?
eyes.
The unmerited favor, the ability, him putting His charisma on me, Him putting the anointing on me, right? To do it, to make it look easy. Doesn't mean it
Yeah.
will be easy,
Facts.
but to make it look easy, right? So anything that God calls you to, He will give you the grace for. So I think first and foremost is kind of just taking ourselves out of the equation and stop seeing ourselves as the one that we have to figure it out on our own.
Yeah.
We have to make the plan on our own. We have to come up with the vision on our own.
Don't make
And
your
God's
own
looking at
stuff.
you like, I called you to it. I'm going to give you the directions. If I
Yeah.
called you to go there, I'm not gonna say go there and I'm not give you the directions, right? I'm gonna give you the directions. I'm gonna show you what to do. I'm gonna teach you even how to do it. I'm
Facts.
gonna teach you how to become that person that I've called you to be. You're not on your own. So realizing that anything that He calls you to do, you have help. You have help. And that's why when Moses said, "Who am I?" God's like, "Bro, who made your mouth?
Yeah, like who made you?
Who made?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm sure God was a little offended in a way. And I think, and it's so good because I think God is sometimes offended at us when we come up with these excuses, and He's like, "Yo, I
Right.
didn't ask you to try to figure all that out.
I called you.
All I said was go.
Listen, take the step.
All I said was go. If He don't give me no other direction, that means the rest is on His tab.
Yeah.
The rest is on Him.
Listen.
He's gonna figure
Listen.
that stuff out. I'm just responsible for the direction that He gave me. You know?
It's even crazier because in Exodus, Moses pleaded so much with God.
Yeah.
We overlook God's grace that He gave with Moses too, because while God continues to call Moses and say, I choose you to
Yeah.
lead the Israelites out of Egypt and everything," Moses is still letting his insecurities outweigh what God is saying to him.
Yes.
To the point where God said, "Okay, all right, you want to keep pleading like that? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You have no excuse now. I'm gonna send Aaron. I'm gonna give you a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So the reason you keep saying you can't talk, cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to give you someone that can talk for you. There's no excuse now. Now go. Now leave. And that's still grace because God still wants to use Moses.
Yeah.
And I feel like that also shows His love because He loves us so much that He knows that we're afraid. He
Yeah.
knows that we feel insecure about certain things and everything. So in a way, God found an audible to still use Moses in the way to where He will build the confidence along the way
Yes.
to be able to actually use His voice.
Yes.
And it was crazy because I never realized, like, bro, when reading Exodus, 'cause I've been rereading and everything. When reading Exodus, I was like, bro, I didn't know that Aaron was the one using the staff at in the first half of everything. Like God was saying, Moses, tell Aaron, use your staff.
Yes.
I was like, hold on, I thought Moses was using the staff
Yeah.
at the time. They said no, Aaron was using the staff
Yeah.
at first until Moses found the courage
Wow,
and
that's good.
the what's it called? The courage and the confidence
Yeah.
to actually do it instead.
Yeah.
So after Aaron used it a couple times, then Moses started using the staff to do the miracles and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's crazy because I never really peeped that. I never noticed that. But it's just so crazy how God is just so gracious and loving that He will even send people to help us do the calling that He has called us to do.
Yeah.
And I love how in Ephesians 4, I have the Every Man's Bible for the men that want to get this Bible. I love this Bible. I have the NLT version. It has like a commentary at the bottom. At the bottom for Ephesians chapter 4, verses 10 through 12, it says, Moses may have had a speech impediment, but that wasn't
I
a
think I
legitimate
missed this
excuse for
straight.
not
Yeah.
following God's plan.
Yeah.
He didn't have an accurate perception of who he could become with God's help. I'm going to say that part again. He didn't have an accurate perception of who he could become with God's help.
Yeah.
While Moses was engaging in all kinds of self-examination, he was doing so with a negative, fearful attitude. He was not yet willing to be changed by God. Our weaknesses should never be an excuse to avoid spiritual renewal. With God's help, anything is possible. We need to realize that God can capitalize on our strengths, helping us reach our full potential.
This is a strong area. This building on liquidity though.
So technically, because what I'm hearing, and now it makes sense. Like now that we're like talking about it out loud. And again, for those that are watching, me and CL, like we just be having conversations up here. So everything is like, it convicts us too as we even speaking of, because we really go through this stuff. Like we're not talking to you guys about anything that we're not going through or have been through. And something I'm realizing is that the excuses we have now that I'm getting clarity, God is offended, is because we're basically saying that problem is bigger than God.
Bro, VeggieTales said it best. He's big, but God's bigger.
Yeah, like
He's big, but God's bigger.
Like Moses, the whole like you're complaining about the speech impediment. You're basically saying God can't fix. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
in a way, I have a speech impediment.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm finna start.
Yo, dude.
I'm finna start joining here, bro, cause nobody else be in that chat at all, bro. It'll just be me and Chart.
The other one be dead, right?
Yeah, I'm finna just start probably joining this mug. Okay. It'd be me and Chart, and that's it. I'd be like, oh my gosh. What y'all looking at?
I'm looking at NQ.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
I should have never left that fucking tray, Christian.
I told you, you little baby shark ass nigga.
I'm up though. I took partials at the bottom. I should just held that bitch.
Yeah. Nah, nigga, you folded, bro. That's what you did.
Shut up, nigga. You got bodied yesterday.
Yeah. Look at me now. Look at me now, nigga.
What you made that shit, nigga. You didn't make nothing.
Yeah. Looks like your boss, nigga. So that nigga, you working overnight shift, nigga.
Fucking Tyler. Oh shit. Oh, you about to get bodied again by news.
What you mean? There's only one red folder today. What are you talking about, nigga?
I'm just fucking with you, nigga, because you got bodied by news earlier. Fucking Tyler.
We got red folder today?
Yeah. I'm still young.
Yeah, we
nah,
had
it happened already.
He got bodied by it. That's how he knows.
I did get bodied by it, bro.
Oh man.
I don't like this no more. I'm gonna close this shit, bro. There's no reason for it to go back to that city. No reason to go back to that shit.
Ain't really nothing going on for
real. I think we're done for today, bro.
I missed that for
Hey,
everybody got
shark.
entry. That was an okay entry. Wasn't bad, but this is kind of meh. Only got an hour to trade. I'm done at 10, so nothing happened between then. I'm done.
Them T's right there, though. I'll go for a sell again.
Bruh.
Go for one con.
I want that bit to sweep highs. That's what I want. I'm probably not gonna do that.
Fuck. This is terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
For real. Like, where's the volume? Probably just wait until Friday or something. Got a lot of news coming out. You want some breakfast?
Bankruptcy type shit, Christian, or what?
Me too. We ain't got nothing to
I'm holding this bitch to bankruptcy, cuz.
No, he's throwing the Hail Mary. Earl's throwing a Hail Mary in this motherfucker.
Like, there was really no point in me saying that.
God, you can't fix that.
God, the way you made me.
The
can't
way
be
you made
used.
me, the way you made me can't be used. The guy's like, bro, what?
Like I made you.
I already knew you. Bro, when I asked you to do what you did, I already took that into account.
Like, come on now. Why do you think I'm choosing you?
When I asked you to start that, I already had that in account.
Would I get the glory if he was a good speaker?
No, not in Moses, and not in his case, not at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Moses had to depend on him fully.
Yes.
Because that area that you're weak in, that was the moment for God to be strong in, right? And Moses, and it's a trust issue. The whole thing, everything in our relationship with God, and I'm realizing that now as well, goes back to trust. Like,
Yes.
like me bringing that
For sure.
excuse up is trust. I don't trust you enough. I don't trust you enough to grace me to do what you call me to do. I don't trust you enough to provide me with the finances to start that business. I don't trust you enough to give me the resources when you told me go do a thing blindly. I don't trust you enough when you told me to move and I don't know what job I'm gonna get. I don't trust you enough, right? And that's the main problem. We don't trust God enough, and we kind of, a lot of times we don't trust ourselves, and then we always talk about to find yourself you got to find God and stuff like that. So
But I also feel like the lack of trust in God is the lack of us knowing who He is.
yeah.
So
Order
in that
filled.
aspect, again, you won't know who you are in Christ until you know Christ,
Mhm.
until you read your word, until you're in intimate relationship with Him. And in those times where you're letting insecurities and fear, doubt, whatever it is, block you from hearing God's voice or moving in the path that God wants you to move on, you're forgetting that God made you in His image.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people overlook that. Like, God said He made me in His image.
Mhm.
Why am I letting this insecurity
Yeah.
hold so much weight in my life or hold so much space in my thoughts, in my mind?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in His image. I'm made perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
Perfectly imperfect. So if God has called me to do it, He's going to be able to qualify me along the way. Simple as
Yeah.
that. If God, again, we brought it up again before in The Chosen, Matthew was saying he did, because Matthew in The Chosen, he was like a little like nervous and everything. He was like, I don't see why Jesus like will call me.
Yeah.
And he was saying, and Philip was telling him, he was like, if Jesus called you, that means you have everything you need right now.
Yeah.
You have everything you need right now. So if God called you, everything that you have right now, the way you talk, the way you walk, the things you have, whatever it is, your energy, your spirit, all that, you have everything you need right now. And along the way, as long as you keep taking the steps, God's going to, He's going to add on.
Yes.
He's going to add on and take off. Whatever you got to add on and take off, He's going to do it.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we allow that fear of what we don't have, we allow that to get in the way of us experiencing God in a new way, if that makes sense. Like, if you would just sit down, look at your weaknesses, you'll see that God is trying to express Himself to you in a new way that you haven't seen Him before. So a lot of times we block ourselves from miracles,
Breakthroughs.
breakthroughs, all of that, because we're trying to map it out in our heads. We're trying to figure out how it's going to be done. Our dad always says something that stuck with me is that he says the how belongs to God. And that really frees me. Like when God tells me to do something, like, well, how am I going to do it? I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
That's up to God. That's on God. Like, He's going to give me the vision. Not saying, because faith without works is dead, of course. But I'm saying when God calls you to do something, He's going to give you the vision. He's going to give you the roadmap. He's going to give you the direction and different things like that that you need. But in my case of just walking in God's calling for my life and different things like that, I think my fear mainly, it wasn't an excuse of not talking or speaking or anything like that. My case was more so, God, can you use me with all of my dirt? Can you use me? And something I just came to realize is that sometimes we be like, God, use somebody else. But then I came to realize that the whole pool of people that God can choose from is all imperfect people.
Literally, nobody's perfect.
The whole pool of people on this earth that God can use, 100 out of 100, every single person is imperfect.
Everybody has a skeleton in the closet.
So I'm just telling God, move on to the next imperfect person. When God's like, no, I want this imperfect person. You know what I'm saying? So
I want
that's what I had to realize, that Jesus was the only perfect one.
Yeah.
He's the only perfect one. So God has already factored in all of this. Why does God use imperfect people? It's because he knows that if we put that same energy that we put into sinning, that same energy that we put into lust, that same energy that we put into drinking, that same energy that we put into fighting people and being so passionate, that same energy that we put into being bold about other things in the world.
Anybody
He's like,
biased?
well, if you convert that to over here, like, well, you could put in some real work. You know what I'm
Bad
saying?
price
some work
action,
that will
son.
last, some work that will So work that will benefit you in this life and in the next one. You know what I'm saying? So I think I had to realize that my dirt was not too big for God.
Yeah.
And I had to realize that God already seen all of that when he called me. God was there when you were sinning.
Yeah, like he's seen
I
it.
think-
Order filled.
I don't know if it was Aunt Bonita or Pastor
seen
Jeff.
everything.
I think it was Aunt Bonita. But Aunt Bonita go say, he's like, you in the room doing the do. God was there. Like, I was like, hold on, pause. I don't want God to be there. Like, but like, but that's the kind. Like, he's everywhere.
Yeah,
he
he
knows.
is- really
he
is
knows
everywhere.
all. Like every single thing you've done. So, just realizing that when God calls you, he can clean you up. And a lot of times we think that God, when he calls us, he's like, get it all together, like at once. That was another one of my fears. It's like,
Yeah.
God, I don't want to do this podcast.
Yeah.
We used to talk about this too. I don't want to do this podcast. I don't want to do Bible study. And I can say this transparently, my life was not all together yet. I'm gonna say it again because people won't tell you the real. We like, bro, More Purpose Podcast. This is for the real, no chaser. We pride ourselves
Bro,
on
yes.
that, right?
We're gonna be transparent about everything, bro.
It was points where we started this podcast, we was not all in. Like we wasn't all, when we started it was just like God said do it. We're
Yes.
still wrestling like
Like,
like,
bro, to this day,
one
God-
foot in the world,
Yeah.
like one
Order
foot in, like we're not
filled.
perfect now still. We still struggle
Guys
with different
still
things.
not gonna taste our mouth for different
Yes.
things to this day.
But it was for me it was a real fear of like I can't do that yet because I'm outside. I'm outside.
Yeah.
Like, I'm outside. Something that Pastor Jeff said that really stuck with me is that he said he was messing with this girl way back this
Yeah.
before he was married. He's messing with this girl when he was younger, and he got called to do Bible study and
Right after,
he slept with the girl or whatever, and then right after at Bible study he went and preached about holiness, and the girl was looking at him like, oh, is that right?
Oh, you're
And
holy.
we- And I'm like, dang, bro, I feel that.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
real. That's real.
It's real. It's
That's
real.
real.
And so, like, for a long time, my fear was like, God, I can't be your mouthpiece right now because
Yeah.
listen, I'm having fun in my sin.
Bro.
I'm having fun
I'm
right now.
outside.
I'm
not ready to stop
I'm
sinning.
not ready to stop. I'm not ready to stop. And I allowed that to be my excuse for a long time until I started realizing that the more I kept doing it, the more I kept saying yes, start breaking stuff off. The more I kept saying yes, shedding stuff off, cleaning me up, sanctifying me, purifying me. Like, and it's just a crazy process to witness.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, that is not when God calls you to do something, the stuff that you think is like gonna hold you back, that's not a pass or excuse for you not to do what God has called you to do, because it will
Yeah.
still be disobedience. You know what I'm saying? But God is the one that cleans you up. God is the one that purifies you. He's the one that will continue to make you a reflection of himself.
And it's all about your heart posture.
All about your heart posture. Because again, I want y'all to take that out of context. Exactly. I had a heart to serve God, but when he and this is one thing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. The calling of God is never at your convenience
At all.
It's never at your convenience. So there will be times, like I just said, where God calls you and you're like, hold on, God, like, listen, I'm having fun. I don't want to come out of this mess. I don't want to stop going there. That's what I felt. It was like, well, I do this Christian podcast now. I got to stop doing this. I can't go down there no more. I can't do this no more. I can't be seen like over here no more. It never comes at your convenience.
You ever see somebody call the phone, you look at the name, be like, I don't really feel like answering right now.
I don't feel like answering right now. I'll call you back
God,
later.
I don't feel like answering right now.
Yeah.
But in that's us still assuming that we can have later, that we can have it tomorrow. Which is that's not the case. It's not guaranteed.
God's like, no, I need you now.
Today.
And on that context, we just did Bible study on Saul.
Yeah.
And most of us, we know Saul, or others most know him as Paul. He wrote 2/3 of the New Testament. He's wrote so many great books in the New Testament. But what most people don't know is that his name was Saul, and that he was a persecutor of Christians. He killed Christians. His encounter didn't come at his convenience. How didn't it? He was literally on the road to Damascus, going to send more Christians to jail. He was going to persecute. He's on the way. So
that boy was getting them all. He was rounding them all up.
He's on the road, on the way to persecute more Christians. A light shines on him, knocks him down to the floor. It's like, Saul,
voice.
why are you persecuting me? It's God.
Yo, Dune. Hold up, I'm trying to fix my mic. Oh, not my.
Why are you persecuting me?
My speaker. I'm tripping. Hold on.
Saul gets up.
I don't know why it's doing this.
Goes to the city, ends up being healed.
But I'm also trying to trade at the same time on the 1 minute, so give me a second. That's the priority right now, you know? But I'm trying to get my fucking speaker to work for Discord.
Killing. I'm talking about killing.
I can't hear y'all niggas.
He was killing Christians. God used
I
the
took
same
partials
man
on
to
one
preach
account.
the gospel.
233.
He write 2/3
Maybe I'll have to
of
restart
the New
my
Testament.
Discord.
And I had said something on Monday. I was like, for us, because we look at ourselves,
like
we see
this
ourselves.
main account
So you may be
working on.
saying like, well, when I look at myself, I think addiction. When I look at myself, I think
I'm done with that account. I might just trade this other account. Let's see what happens. Because price action is kind of poo.
Someone was telling me it was gonna just take that. That's why I just had to take profit right there. That's just ranging for the most part. That's not a bad sell though. I mean, I need some more volume. It's not really. That's a lot of liquidity to the downside as well.
Order filled.
I'm gonna go very light on this.
Order filled.
Dude, you have no idea how badly I want this to be a W day. Okay, I know you might have seen me close that trade out before it hit TP. I don't give a fuck today, bro. I'm trying to smoke some weed. I'm trying to have a good day, you know? I'm trying to reward myself with weed, but at the same time, even if I were to have a losing day, as long as I follow my rules, I would reward myself. But it'd feel a lot better to actually make a bag, you know? So it almost hit TP. I don't give a shit. I closed that shit. I'm taking that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I took profit on the trade
All
as well.
day I'm taking that. I usually don't do that though. But I'm determined to have a good day today. Give a fuck. I might even stop trading right now. Call it a day. At least I'm up.
I feel you. I'm up on one account as well, but
Chester, how you doing, bro?
I just call it.
They took my driver's license, but they can't take my birth certificate.
Because shit.
I don't know what to do.
Price action is just booty, bro. I mean, honestly, it's not really even worth it.
They took my driver's license.
What I'm saying right now it's trash. I'm just striking it right now. If it breaks this again, it's just seeking and destroying.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm done for the day. I got this account. Still got this account up. Took profit. Good on that account. These accounts I'm just BSing with. Taking whatever. I wonder how fast I can pass this. Risk the whole account.
We did it like I've done it my whole life.
So the buys were actually good. If I would have held, that would have been not bad. Let's see if it breaks this.
Man.
It's not bad.
Hold on, let me try to fix my Discord. I'ma close it.
Alright. I got 2 bands to go before I pass this account.
The fuck? Did that not do anything?
Control R.
She love the way that I be swinging and shaking. She done fell in love with the daggers and shit. Got a nigga think about marriage and shit. Well, I'm a real street nigga hanging and shit. Looking up to me, got a twisted fingers and shit. You know I had to put a ring on that shit. She gonna put a name on.
Why is it not even kicking me from the call?
So I was in that buy. Like it might actually keep going here, but it's not really even worth it, bro. Yeah, I'm done for the day, bro. I keep looking like nah. Just close my charts. I lost 2 trades on this secondary account, but my main account up.
So that's why I say like I've never had to deal with that before because I've always.
So it's not a bad day.
I say like
not a bad day.
My output's not even.
So I took this right here.
My mom has that as well.
Broke above. My girl talking loud over here.
Apparently, it's not even connected.
But usually Oh, go
I
ahead.
forgot because I was playing music on Spotify. Yo.
Yeah. Okay.
Now connected to desktop 55299 FM. 55299 FM.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like the email it to you.
What's
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. I changed it over. Bro, this thing is bugging out. I changed it over. It keeps disconnecting itself.
I can send you the original folded one.
To
That one
desktop
has
55299 FM.
once we
Okay.
printed it out, it looks like, you know. Yeah.
There we go. And that's a trade I took.
Holy fuck. Why does it keep playing my music when it does that?
Everybody got inversion.
Like this one right
Now
here.
connected to desktop 55299
Yeah,
FM.
like I can show you real quick so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
This
And then it plays music immediately, and then... Bro, I'm about to dash this shit out the window. Hold on.
So this is the original thing. You can see. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be from my regular email. If that's okay. Okay.
2 L's on extra accounts. And 1 win.
Because I broke my headphones. I broke my headphones, like 2 days ago.
Okay. What is your email again?
You
So
broke
give me
your
1 second. I'm trying to
headphones.
fucking connect my keyboard. But it's being gay. Okay. Now, this should work.
Connected to desktop 55299 FM.
Oh my god, and then it does it again. I literally
Send it as a PDF or just send as attachment.
Alexa, you're giving me a headache. Oh, at least it's connected still.
Okay.
I can hear you.
So send this one that I have right now, in the
Doom.
photocopy.
Huh.
Like this one right here.
Yo, Doom.
Okay.
Yo.
What's good?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Good, bro.
3 for
What's
3, baby. 3 for 3 today. Let's go.
Good stuff.
But it kind of doesn't really count because I entered a trade when I wasn't really supposed to, like a swing position. So my 2 setups, they won. But while I was in the swing, I closed it out too early. I would have been up right now. At one point, I was up like, I think $300 on that. But then I just let it slide, and then it closed out. I was minus $10, but that's basically break even. Like that's nothing, bro. Now I'm up. To 260.
I'm only up like
But
120 on the main.
it's not about how much you're up, but like I'm just saying, like I really was on a win streak. The one thing that caused me to take a L though wasn't even a setup. It was just me swing trading what I seen, you know, on the 4-hour.
I feel you.
But it's okay. It's okay. I'm just gonna close that swing trade. Usually I'll keep a swing trade open while I scalp. But today I'm not really feeling that.
Today was just meh.
You're done for the day?
Yeah, I'm done for the day. Completely.
Yeah, I'll upload it. Can you? Is it not showing?
The buys were not bad though. The buys actually were pretty good.
Okay.
I was in buys at first, and I just took Procels at that fair value gap on NQ.
Cut out a little bit. You said it's from Texas.
I'm gonna take this sell real quick.
You need me to send that as well?
That's a lot of.
I just need to wait for this 1 minute candle to
The driver's license?
It's a lot of
Huh?
liquidity to the downside, so I'm hoping it's just run through that. And
Oh, okay.
I want to
it's
see it break
Texas.
18602. If it breaks that, that'll be actually nice. But
Which one are you? What are you talking about? What pair?
NQ. Nasdaq.
NQ?
Yeah.
And did you get
Yeah.
the birth certificate? I'm just making sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like you said, seek and destroy. I'm gonna actually put that in my journal. Seek and destroy.
Seek and destroy.
Yeah, cause the market just be doing that.
The market does do that, huh?
Like, I think
I
mainly,
seek and
like,
destroy the market, bro. I take the market's asshole and I stretch it. You know?
They must have just started
wow.
doing the, like
You know those ones?